Hello, Double Trouble jury members. Thank you for watching my video. I'm gonna try to go through my game as quickly and as smoothly as possible. So please bear with me. I'm gonna try to make it quick, but not too quick where I can't explain myself. Please, at the end of this, you guys have any questions, just ask away. I'll be 100% open and honest with you guys. So please just ask away if you have any questions about my game. I'm gonna start at the very beginning where I start. My social skills really easily started out pretty early, where I got a four-person guys alliance with Larry, LJ, Dion, and me. And then me and Lizzie were really cool too, tight in the original tribe. And a lot of those bonds carried through majority of this game. Dion made merge, Lizzie made merge, LJ made merge, and Larry made it about halfway through the swaps. So, anyways, so my early on bonds really tighten up my game right away. So when we went to swaps, I got swapped with Larry and Lizzie, and we were able to pull in others. And I let Larry take control most of our game at that point because I didn't want to be the forefront of the game. I wanted to play low. I want to lay low, and I was completely okay with LJ kind of being the vocal of our side for a little bit. It made him a bigger target, and I like working with bigger targets because then it shields me, protects me when people want to take shots at our side, my group. They took shots. I want them to take shots at other people, and not me, of course. And that happened later on in the game, in the merge, which I'll touch on later. But anyways, so swap. The second swap is really where things really got interesting for me. So I got swapped, and then Larry got swapped over to the other tribe. I believe Daniel played the advantage that swapped him for some reason. He said it was because he felt like our numbers needed help over there, but I really think he just didn't trust Larry, which is fair. So, anyways, we were iffy on that, and then Mark swapped over, I think from his own devices, and that we really cratered challenges wise after that. We started losing people left and right, and a lot of them were my allies, and so I was in a lot of trouble, and I had to work my way out of that. And me and Daniel, we were working together for a good portion of this game, and me and him had a little bit of falling out. We kind of made up, but me and him were never the same after that second swap tribe. But I survived a couple crucial tribal councils there. There was one in particular where Barbara played Escape Without Power, Daniel played Idol, John played Idol, and Christian was immune. So it was just me, Chris, and Corey able up for a revote at that point. And I really wanted to keep Chris at that point because Chris was closer to me. Me and Corey we were on good terms. He was never coming after me, but he wasn't in Team Frank's corner, and I understood that. That's fine. So me and him had a decent relationship, but just me and Chris had a better relationship to that point. And so I really tried to push for Chris. It didn't go my way, so I had to vote Chris out because if it was another tie, it would have been me getting out of here. So I told John, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna vote. I'm definitely gonna vote Corey out," and I didn't because I couldn't sway anybody else, and I didn't want to. If it was a tie, I would have been gone. So I survived that one. That was a crucial one, and then I won the immunity the next tribal when we went to another tribal. And I think that if I did not win that immunity, I might have been voted out there. At that point, Daniel, Christian, and somewhat Corey were probably in a better relationship than I was to any of those three at that moment in time, and I think I was really in trouble there. But I survived that, and John was voted out, and I didn't want him to go, but it is what it is, and at that point, I just wanted to hit merge. So I really didn't care who went at that point because I was hurting and I was just like, just give me the merge. I was in my confessionals. Get me to merge. Get me off this beach. Get me off this tribe over and over again. But anyways, I survived that vote. And that's when I hit merge, and that's where my game flourished. But before I moved to the merge, I want to touch into the fake merge. So that vote was unanimous vote on Lance. And I know it's an early vote or whatever, but that was me who pushed the Lance vote. I know it was somewhat easy, and everything like that, but I mean, to get 18 people to vote the way you want it to go, and there was other people trying to push a vote for a different else, and I did not want that to happen. I told them, hey, I don't want to do that. And so I had enough power in the game to control 18 other votes to go at Lance. Don't get me wrong, it was an easy vote, but to get 18 votes to go one way when there was a decent division trying to get out Dion at that point, and I did not want that to happen. So me, LJ, were like, we started talking a little bit, and I told him I pushed for Lance, and that was my move. To me, that's a pretty impressive move to get 18 other people to vote the way you wanted to go. But anyways, I'm gonna move on. So my subtle moves, I did a lot of subtle moves. I focused on my social strategy in this entire game, my social skills, my strategy to talk to people, all that stuff. And I did a little subtle things throughout the entire game where I pinpointed people at bigger targets throughout this entire game, just subtly, like when Mark was beasting out in those comps. Mark, you're doing so well. This is in the tribe chat. Mark, you're such a beast, man. We couldn't have did it without you. Yada yada yada. When Daniel killed it, Daniel, you're such a beast, man. We couldn't have did it without you. Yada yada yada. I did that multiple times in this game, and you can ask Lizzie. I told Lizzie I'm doing this, and she laughed and she's like, I've done the same thing. So I was doing that throughout the entire game, pinning people as bigger targets. Joey, Dion, Daniel, Luis, Shelly, multiple times. Even LJ to an extent. I did that to a lot of people, and just little subtle touches where people wanted to maybe target them instead of me. And was that my sole, like, was that the sole reason why people targeted them? Maybe not, but was it a reason? Most likely it was a reason. And you can ask Lizzie. I told Lizzie this, and I did it throughout this entire game, pinning targets on everybody else's back, saying we can't beat them, or they're so good at these challenges, or stuff like that. Like, they're gonna win this on lock. I did that throughout the entire game, so they were focused on everyone else and not focused on me. So I did little subtle moves like that throughout this entire game. And so I want to talk. Let's go to the merge. All right, so the merge happened, and everybody scooped up all these advantages. I got two disadvantages right off the bat, and or was it one? I can't remember. I had disadvantage. I know I at least had one disadvantage, and yeah. So my vote was public, and I didn't win anything in those things. And anyway, so I started out really slow at the merge. It took me a couple votes to get my footing into the game, but at that point, I felt like I had a relationship with Mark. I really pushed hard to try to get my relationship with Miranda Shelley, and I tried to reconnect with Luis a little bit. It took us a while back and forth before we got our relationship back to being even somewhat good. And yeah, I tried with everybody, and Corey always, me and Corey didn't always have the best strategy talks, but he was always honest with me, and I always took that with a grain of salt. I always took that, say, hey, thank you for being honest with me, even though that wasn't what I wanted to happen. I would try to push for other things, but it didn't always happen that way. So the first couple votes were like where Dion went, and there was nothing I could do there. I really didn't want him to go at that point. He was such a big shield, and he was an ally of mine. But then there was nothing I could do, and I wasn't willing to plant my flag at that point. If I could have, I would have saved you, Dion. But then Barbara went, and I really hope you're doing okay, Barbara. Everything was going on with you, and we didn't quite connect as well as I hoped in the game. So anyways, moving on. So this is where my game started to really pick up some steam, I believe. So Mark told me about his advantages he had. Now, I know what happened with Mark, but Mark played a portion of this game. I have to talk about him and this part of the game, and I got to touch on him. So please, I don't support the cheating. I did not cheat at all myself. But anyways, I just wanted to say that I got to talk about him. So Mark told me about some of his advantages he had. He had the umbrella power, and he said I have to play it, and I don't really want to save somebody. Now I might have been benefited because Daniel won immunity that time, but as soon as he told me about that, I even went in my confessionals. I said I'm going to get Mark to play that power for me, and so I was badgering him. Like, play it for me, play it, man. I need you. I feel uncomfortable, even though I didn't feel uncomfortable. It just it gave me a little more leeway being safe. And then once he finally told me, he was like, I'm for sure going to use it on you. I was like, cool. So I went into motion. I was like, okay. At that point, me and Christian were butting heads. And so I was like, Christian's saying my name. I got to get Christian out at that point. So I was scrambling around trying to get the votes to get on Christian. And Daniel was like, sorry, it's going to be LJ. And I was like, but he's like, it's going to be LJ. I know you're close to him, but that's what it's going to be. That's what he said to me. And I was like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. And so I was safe. I tried to scramble the votes to get enough votes for Christian, and it didn't work out that way. But I had an idol. The one advantage, one idol, one anything I had this entire game. I won of them. And LJ was asleep this entire time, and I'm at work scrambling trying to figure this out. And I told Lizzie, I was like, where's he at? We tried calling him and everything, and I was like, you know what? I was like, Lizzie, I got an idol. I think I'm gonna play it on him. And she's like, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I'm safe. I'm gonna save my ally, and hopefully my target goes home. And then. So Corey, first of all, goes first and says, I want to play my idol. And I for sure thought he was playing it for himself at first. So I was like, perfect. I'm going to play my idol, save LJ. Christian's going to go. And I played my idol and on LJ, and then he changed it to Christian. And then every single person played an advantage at that point to save himself except for Corey. And that was very unfortunate. I know it sucked for you, man. You were at an okay spot in the game. And it has a tough way to go out. Saria with like 12 people or whatever it was at that point to get out that way. So that was very tough. So anyways, I saved LJ. It showed everybody that I was cool with the people I was cool with, and I tried to spread. I said, look, and I tried to downplay it just a little bit. I said, look, that was more of a move against Christian more than to save LJ. Yeah, I try to downplay a little bit. Try to still stay out of the limelight a little bit because I did step out at that point. And then we come up with a plan and to get Shelly out, which it would have worked if she didn't have 3 idols. She saves herself, and it was insane. And luckily the votes we had a portion of votes that we were working on. I was working on all day. Me and Lizzie we were freaking out because people were getting scared or whatever, and I pushed it hard to make a move. And if she didn't have 3 idols, it would have went out, and it didn't go out that way. She played her 3 idols, but luckily they were split in between Christian and LJ, and they tied, and we were able to use the votes to again. I helped save my ally again, and the focus still stayed on him, and so Christian left, and at that point, all right. So I almost went. I'm sorry for rambling a little bit. So the entire people who are in the jury, I think I have at least made one move with every single one of you guys in this game. That's how flexible. That's how much water I was in this game. I was always moving. I was always open. So I didn't isolate anybody. Even at that point, to get Shelly out, I made amends with Christian to try to get Shelly out. I told him, I said, hey man, I know I've said your name. You said my name. Let's be bygones, bygones. And I was for real willing to work with him moving forward in that game. But when it came down to him and LJ, I had to save LJ. So I just want to say I was very flexible in this game, very water, and like I said, I think I made at least one move with each and every one of you guys in this game. And majority of you at some point in the merge. So I was very open and throughout this entire game. But anyways, moving on. And then after that, we lost LJ. LJ, and Lizzie talked for about 4 hours one day on the phone, and Robert listened to us babble on about what we were going to do in this game and how we're going to move forward and everything like that. And so I really put a lot of work and effort into this. And like I said, I was talking to everybody. I was really trying to make moves in this game, and you know what, everything I told you guys about me is me. I was always 100% me. Did I may have deceived, maybe misled a little bit to you guys about the game? Absolutely. But did I lie to you about who I was? No, I did not. So the real connections I made with you guys, some more than others, I'll admit that, was real. Me and Daniel, we talked a ton. Bro, like, you're done with that job, like legit. Like, we were cool. But like in the game, I seen that you were moving towards more moves for you, which is fair. But you wanted to keep me in a certain spot, and I wasn't willing to stay at that spot. But like there was a ton of you. Like if I go through everybody, it'll be a time. Jack, Luis, Shelly, Lizzie, like all you guys are awesome. Like Corey, like Dion, like I talked to all of you guys, and I tried my best, and and no matter where we were in the game, I was me to you guys. I was always me. But anyways, moving on. I lost LJ. That was a big blow, and I lost my shield, and I lost somebody I completely trusted 100%. And then that was right after Mark quit, or Mark was removed. So like I felt like I was cool with Mark, and then I lost LJ at the top of that. So it was a rough day or two, and it was like, man, me and Lizzie were like, what are we gonna do? Move forward. And at that point, I was trying to talk to Miranda. Me, Miranda, Lizzie, and LJ had a 4-person alliance type. Like it wasn't solid. It wasn't set in stone. And then she was gonna go against that, and she apologized to me. But I just felt like I wanted to keep her at arm's length. But then I made the Shelly move, and she was very upset with me, which was fair. And I did the same thing to her, and I apologized. And I told her, I was like, look, I said, we're going to need each other in this game. I wasn't targeting you. I've saved you multiple times in this game because there was other people who wanted to take shots at you. And that was true. I wasn't lying. There was a few others who wanted to vote for Miranda, and I didn't want that because I felt like I could work with Miranda, and which I did later on in the game. And I told her, I said, look, we need each other. These people are going to take us out one by one if we keep letting them do that. All right, so my end game portion has been pretty amazing. So from 7, I was in trouble. I believe either Daniel or Luis used the I don't know fire on me, which I could have easily been voted out there. But because I was working so hard with Miranda, and Miranda had Shelly, and I did try with Shelly, I didn't fully get her on my side, really. And I tried a lot, but by building the bond, the connection with Miranda, that helped me work with Shelly a little bit. And I was like, all right. And we voted out Jack. Us 4 voted out Jack when and Jack, you were just gone those last tribal 2, and we couldn't just count on you, man. We needed you for those votes, and we just couldn't count on you. And so we voted out Jack. Luis and Daniel voted for me. So my social skills helped me get out of that jam with Miranda. So then we go to 6, and Shelly wins immunity, and we make a plan. We were going to take a shot at Luis, and she had a power that saved her. And so at that point, I don't know if the Luis plan would have fully went through. It would have been dicey, but that's what we were going to do. And so that was the last time you could play Idle. And I found out about the shop. I could never visit the shop because I didn't get close to challenges. I threw some of them, and some of them I just wasn't good. Like that banana one, I didn't want to win that one. Sorry. I had no interest in winning that one. So I even told them in my confessionals, I'm not going to win this one. I'm just going to throw some names, let other people cut throats. My throat got cut pretty early, and I was like, oh man, oh well. I really tried on a couple of them, like the TikTok one I tried. the app one I tried, I just couldn't get the app, and I was like, man, I'm gonna lose. And then I tried at the final two, the last two immunity challenges. I really tried. A lot of those I didn't care if I won or not, so because I didn't want a bigger target on my back. So, but anyways, so we're going into it, and Louise saves herself, and we had me, Lizzie, and Miranda. We had a final three at that point, before going into that tribal, and Daniel was like, "Oh, final three, you, me, and Lizzie." And I knew me and him were talking, we were feeling each other out. I knew he was blowing smoke, and that's fine. I was blowing some smoke too, but in a way, I was okay. I was okay with moving forward in that game with him, because I really felt like I had the strongest connection at the time with him, but I knew he was keeping me at arm's length. But anyways, so me, Lizzie, and Miranda, we voted out Daniel. But I told Lizzie, I was like, hey, I need you to play. I found out she had an idol. She never approached me about the idol. I sniffed it out of her, because I found out if you win competitions, you got to go to the shop, which I didn't know because I wasn't winning any. So Lizzie said, she told me, she's like, look, I will not lie to you, but I'll keep things from you. So I knew right then and there. I'm like, Lizzie went to the shop. And so I messaged her. I was like, hey, did you go to the shop? She's like, yeah. I was like, did you buy an idol or something? She's like, yeah, I was only allowed to buy one idol. And so I knew she had an idol. And I was badgering her. I was like, look, you need to use that idol on me. I'm telling you, if you don't, I'm going to go home. I kept badgering her. And she's like, I can't. She said, I won't use it if everybody uses an advantage. I was like, that's fair. She's like, I can't go home like I do core. I said, that's fair. But I was badgering her. And then Shelly's like, just so you know, I'm voting for you, and I'm sorry. And then I instantly messaged Lizzie. I said, look, Shelly just told me she's voting for me. Play the idol for me, or I'm gone. And she played the idol for me. And Daniel went, because they used two advantages to try to get me out. So that another of my social skills got me out of a situation. So anyways, I was the last man standing. There was in the final five, last man standing against four women who were great players themselves. So I was like, man, hopefully they don't realize this and just want to chop me. But anyways, going to that vote, final five, probably my biggest mistake of the game. So I could have, Miranda wanted to vote out Louise, and I told her, I said, I don't want to do that. I want to vote out Shelly, because I knew Miranda and Shelly were close, and I was like, I tried to get Shelly out of the picture, so Miranda's I'm her number one, because I wanted people who were going to take me far in this game. And Shelly, you're a great person, a great player. I knew you had no interest in taking me to anywhere. As soon as you were able to cut me, you were going to cut me, and I knew that, and that's fine. But that's the reason why I couldn't move on with you further in this game as far as I could. I went with you as far as, we made a couple moves together, but we all knew what it was. So anyways, we go, I voted for Shelly with Lizzie, and then I knew Louise and Shelly were voting for Lizzie, and I was hoping Miranda. I got a little overconfident, and I tried to flip Miranda to vote out Shelly, and she didn't. And Miranda wanted me to flip on Lizzie, and I wouldn't do that. Until I was like, I can't do that. I won't do that. And I made a mistake. I should have voted with Miranda and voted with Louise, because then we could have re-voted, and Louise would have went home. And Lizzie went home instead, and that was a big mistake on my part. And I apologize, Lizzie. I could have saved you, and I messed up. But I used my biggest mistake in the game as a positive, because going into the next immunity challenge, I won my first individual immunity in the merge, and first and only, and I won. I was so ecstatic, everything like that. And I told Louise, I was like, look, I saved you the last. If I save you now, that means I'll save you the last two tribals. I need you to, I need you to promise me, if there's a final two, you need to take me. And that's if it was a final three, I don't know what I would have did. But There was a good chance it was going to be a final two, and I needed to secure my spot in the final two. And Shelly, you're a great player. I don't think you had any interest in taking me to the final two. So I had to move on, and I told Luis, Luis gave me her word, and I could be off base here, but I'm pretty sure that Miranda would have took me if she won. Now you can answer that for everybody, Miranda. So just tell everybody, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm crazy for thinking that way. But anyways, if I don't win that immunity, I don't think I survived that vote. So I needed to win that immunity, and then I vote out Shelly. And I believe I secured my spot in the final two, and I'm here because of it. And that move got me to the final two, and I hope that move wins me the game. So if you have any questions, please give me your questions. And I wanted to say this. I forgot. Throughout this game, everybody had all these advantages, all these idols, all these nullifiers, all these extra votes, all these steal votes. I had none of that. I had one idol, and I didn't even play it for myself. The advantages that were played on me, I had to use my social skills, my strategy, and my way to convince them to use it on me. That was not easy. To me, that's more impressive than just using stuff that you bought from the shop. I didn't get to visit the shop as much, and I didn't do as many video logs at the very beginning. I can admit that, but I outlast my way to the final two, and I hope you guys recognize that. I didn't need advantages I didn't have a bunch of advantages that I could rely on. I used my social skills, my strategy, and my bonds, and I made my way to the final two. And I think I know I played the best game. I hope you guys respect that. And if you guys have any questions about my game, please just ask. I'm an open book. I'll be honest with you guys. I know this is a long video. Please watch this whole video as a long game. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just ask. I did it without any advantages really, and I survived a lot of crazy tribals this season. So please reward me for outwitting, outlasting, outplaying this fucking game. I played hard as hell to win this game, and hope you guys see that. I put a lot of effort. I put all my effort into this. I was pulling out my hair a lot. I know what little hair I have, but please just give me. I hope you guys can reward me for being the sole survivor of this season. And I just want to thank you guys for a great season. I had a blast getting to know all of you guys, and I hope you guys respect my game and like I said, just like I wouldn't be here without. Like I said, at one point, I made a move with every one of you guys, and I was aligned with a lot of you guys at what points different in this game. I couldn't have made it here without a lot of you guys, and you guys helped me in this game. And I don't get me wrong, I did a lot, and you guys were there to help and listen to me blabble. But please just give me the title of Sole Survivor. I played my ass off, and I hope you guys respect that. And any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I want to answer every one of them. So yes, thank you very much. If you made it this far, I love you for it, because this is a long video. Thank you guys.